Good evening and welcome to the Red Chair Ministry. I am Dr. Carol Campbell-Norris and I'm here with Regina Nimmo. She is a children's grief counselor, educator, and she's also a licensed mental health counselor. Hi, Regina. Welcome to the Red Chair Ministry.
Hi, Carol. Thanks for inviting me.
So, as you know, we have been talking about children and grief. And as we know that there's a lot of deaths around us, and we sometimes forget about the children, that they are going through grief as well. Mm-hmm. I always say children are people. Big people experience loss and they show it in different ways, and so does little people. And I'm so glad you're here with us today so you can help us to understand more about children. So today our topic, we're going to talk about how to speak to children about death. So Regina, how do we do that?
I like to use the example of the KISS principle. Mm-hmm. You want to keep it short and simple. You know, children learn in small bites. So, and part of the thing we need to remember as adults is repetition. And that's the hard part for us, is that, you know, kids need simple, developmentally appropriate explanations. And if you're honest, then you'll be able to keep things straight for yourself and for them.
And when we say children, we know that there are different ages, and children do grieve differently at different stages, and also understand death at different stages.
Yeah.
Yes.
Part of the struggle I think that parents have is when you have particularly young children, they don't understand the permanence of death. Mm-hmm. So what is triggering for us as adults is when they ask repeated questions. When are they going to come back? When can we go to heaven to visit them? The one triggering question for a lot of my parents is, well, when a child states, I want to die and go to heaven so I could see them, because we've told them that the only way you get into heaven is if you die. Mm. So what I educate adults a lot about is that is not that's not the child saying that they want to die. That is a child who does not understand the concrete permanence of death, saying that if the way to get to heaven is to die, then they think that they can die, go to heaven, and then come back. Mm-hmm. So we just need to understand that we need to repeatedly explain to them that that is not something that we can do. We understand their desire to do that. We too, I know we adults would love to know what comes next. And we don't know, but we can understand their wanting to know.
And the thing is too, sometimes we ourselves want to not tell them the truth, so to speak, as to protect their feelings. Right. But really being honest, I think that is that the better term to say, just be honest with them?
Yeah, honesty is the best policy. Kids are very literal, they're concrete, right? So the younger they are, if you say he went to sleep, this is how you get a child who's afraid to go to sleep. If you say he got sick, you want to tell what the illness is. I always encourage parents to call cancer, yes. To call a liver disease a liver disease. You know, if he had COPD, I know that a 10-year-old doesn't know what COPD is, but nope, they've never gone to school and had anybody catch it.
Yes.
So you don't want them to have that fear of getting sick. When you tell a child a diagnosis, keep it simple.
Yes.
They had cancer. Pause. Wait to see what the child's going to ask. And sometimes children will developmentally age-appropriate attention span. They will go play and then they'll come back later with a question. You know, you don't want to say that they kicked the bucket, because in a kid's mind, they can imagine somebody kicking a bucket. Yes. You do want to say that the person has died and that their body is, and what does it mean to die? Well, your body no longer works.
Yes.
We don't eat, we don't sleep, we don't breathe, we don't go to the restroom. And I say that last bodily function because that's your third, fourth, and fifth graders who are preoccupied with the body, right? So you have that conversation with them, and we have to demonstrate and role model for them that we're okay to talk to about this. Because if we don't start the conversation, their little imaginations can do way more damage than the truth.
You are so right, Regina. And another thing is that, kids are so smart nowadays. I have my little goddaughter, and I'm telling you, at the age of 4, she was Googling. Her little fingers were just so fast on the. I'm like, oh my goodness, they learn. I feel like sometimes they know even more than what we think they know.
They do.
And they're so smart, and that's why I think that honesty would be the best way to go. Depending, as you said, the child's mental capacity or the age group. But
if you have
honest.
Yeah, if you have children of multiple developmental ages, you speak to the lowest developmental age and keep it simple and concrete. And then when your 5-year-old goes to bed, that's when you're in another room and you say, listen, I understand that you, being older, may have some more questions, and I will be happy to try to answer them for you if you have some. And then that would be the child that you can give a little more information about what causes COPD, right? And that's why we tell our children not to smoke, right? So, no lecture. Here's an example of what happens. This is why your dad and I don't, and why we encourage you not to.
Very good. Regina, that was so good. I am so thankful that you're here with me today on the Red Chair. And I know that we'll have different episodes, and so we've come to the end of this one. This is like the second episode. So I just want to thank you until next time. And to our Red Chair Ministry guests, I just want to just encourage you to get online, get on Facebook. You can find me there at the Invisible Me Grief Support Services. I'm going to put us right there. You can go back to the previous episodes that we have. And I just wish all of you the best. And you know that we care, we love you, and God bless. Thank you so much. Thank you, Regina.